We just arrived a few minutes ago in an area known as Delmas, which is fairly close to the Port-au-Prince airport and not far from Port-au-Prince. As you can see behind me, this is what I see outside the wall of our hotel. It's actually pretty amazing and startling at the same time. Still kind of soaking it in at this point, and look forward to getting out and meeting the people and meeting some of their medical needs tomorrow, and just encouraging them and trying to help them as best we can. Here with Didi, who is the son of one of the pastors that we're working with here, and was actually born in the U.S. but's grown up here in Haiti, and we're standing on the roof of his home, which he's not living in right now. He's living in a tent out in front, but his home was only partially damaged, and I'm just going to let him talk about his experience during the earthquake. So Didi, tell us a little bit what it was like when you were here during the earthquake.
First of all, that was a really bad experience. Nobody wished there was in that earthquake was really bad. Usually I was not in my home. My dad and my mom was at home, and my dad, if you can see right here, is have a little tree house, but it broke. My dad was on it, and my mom was hanging out inside with a friend, and I was coming back from school, and when the earthquake happened, so we just left my brother's car and wanted to come in the house. So my house is not damaged, but the gate stuff, if you can see, it just fall down, and you can see anything. It's really a little bit damaged, and thankfully God just protect us. We didn't have anything happen to us.
I'm living in the States with a friend for the last couple of months, while your dad kind of helps people here locally. What's it like to come back again after a few months?
Haiti's been changing. When I go and when I come back, everything is changed. Everybody's living in a tent, no house, and food is getting away. Everybody's start to be hungry stuff, and I think we need help. A lot of help. Most of people leave. The house damaged, the house broke, so they come place the tent in the big place in the park. So if you can see right here is only tent, and people just come and leave. Really good. You guys just come and help us in the medical team. A lot of people need us, because some the medical be giving away but not, especially not here. So it's giving away in downtown, and that's pretty good. You guys just come and help us to give medical away. That will help a lot. A lot of people have a lot of problem with stuff, and since the earthquake, so that's pretty good.
How has the earthquake impacted your faith?
I was really scared. I was really scared, and thanks God He protect me and my family. Nobody got hurt, but I wish that didn't happen. And that was a bad experience in my life. And I hope everything's come back to normal. My beautiful Haiti come back to normal.
I do too.
I'm desperate for you.
Encouragement is used over and over again. Suivant voyage que vous faites de toute livre qui existe là, c'est un encouragement pour moi pour prêcher par vous. And that Greek word for encouragement is the same word as you use in sports, like to cheer on a football team. Yon mot qui est pour encouragement, c'était tant pour yon lumière, tant pour yon sport qui poso à juste pour arriver. So we have come from America. thought to encourage you. Nous-mêmes qui en Amérique, nous là pour encourager. But I have to tell you, we all have been so encouraged by you. Mais comme dit nos bagages, au lieu de se mettre encourager, nous venons là où c'est vous-même qui encouragez cette émotion. During the earthquake, out of all the rubble, we heard on the news in America about praising Jesus. Pas inquiétez-vous, de tous côtés nous y sommes aux États-Unis, nous tentons après que le dire comment on a adoré Dieu en Haïti. That's encouraging us. Ça encourage nous-mêmes pour nous servir Dieu plus toujours. Out of destruction, we hear about the peace of God in your hearts. Suivant toute destruction qui passe en Haïti, suivant toute ça qui est gagnée, nous toujours vers où en Haïti, où en paix, même gens avec l'État. And that's real encouraging to us. Ça c'est un big encouragement qui est gagné dans le cœur. God's peace has nothing to do with the surroundings. La paix de Dieu n'a rien pour voir avec les zones. Real peace, God's peace, is the presence of Jesus. La paix de Dieu, il y a une seule bagaille pour voir avec, qui c'est Jésus.
So we're at our second location, and it's a lot tighter here today. We're actually in like an army tent, and as you can see, there's probably, I don't know, 50, 60, 80 people waiting. And this is Jill. He's been helping us out this week, and Brittany, my other pharmacist. And this is one of our helpers. She's become a pharmacist as of yesterday, and this is the pastor's church that we're helping out today. Yeah, he's the pastor. And so these are all the medical stations. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and Dr. Lee is outside a registration station here today because there's so many people. And so we're actually taking names here from this lady, and then they're calling the names when the patients are ready. I'm watching a beautiful sunset on top of the house of one of the pastors that we're working with, and it's really amazing and strange at the same time because it feels like almost the end to a normal day where we're having a wonderful home-cooked meal from him and his wife in his house. That's just been a nice time of fellowship, and yet just beyond me you can see hundreds of tents that used to be a common park where people would just gather, and now it's people's homes, and you know, the reality of it is that they're probably going to be in those tents for quite a long time. Just down the road from here, we spent another day doing medical assistance for people. We saw 190 patients inside a tent today, and we're actually inside of a church building. This is probably very similar to what the church that we were at yesterday that was now a tent would have looked like, and they'll rebuild it to look similar to this. So as you can see over here, we've got a couple medical stations set up, and there's people waiting against the wall already. We haven't started yet. Here, there's some guys that are skinning a pig that they probably found on the road, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little fire going there, and I'm sure they're going to cook it up and have some food for several people for the day.
We love
From Atlanta and
tarantula.
Kelly, and yes, there's a nice tarantula right over here, right in the weight room. Right over here. It's the excitement of the moment here. And this guy's pretty big. I mean, there's an antibiotic for kids. You have to shake it up, mix the powder into a liquid, so they can put it in a dropper and give it to small kids. We've seen a lot of children today, so there'll probably be a lot of need for this particular medicine.